Yes, everyone, it is that time. It is I. So glad you could join us today as we look at a film that is released by Unearthed Films. Yeah, you know what you're getting into when you hear that name, I'm sure. And this film is called Expiation. It is directed by Domiziano Cristofaro, and it was written by Andrea Cavaletto. And we get the story of a man who's strapped to a chair and he's being excessively tortured, extremely tortured by this drug addict while a woman dressed as a high class woman sits in a chair and videotapes it. That's at least starts off, and it gets crazier from there as the torture ramps up. The things that are done to this individual ramp up. But as we watch, we see the mixed and a roller coaster of reactions from the woman who's observing all this. And we do get to see why this is all happening as the film plays out, but you gotta stick with it to pay attention to the details to finally get the answer of why this extreme torture is being done to this individual in the chair. This is a wild film. I thought it was just going to be nothing but, pardon the term, torture porn, basically chair porn. Chair torture. The horror where they strap someone to a chair and they just do mean and nasty things for them, and that's all the film is. Well, there's actually more underneath the surface going on in this film, which surprised me. Now, that's not to say no. There is plenty of extreme, over-the-top, make you cringe and look away from the screen torture. But the story that plays out alongside that, as we get bits and pieces, it starts to bring things into focus. And I thought that was an interesting approach to this story. Did they need to do the excessive, iron to the groin type of, I'm not kidding, torture? Well, that's, some people would say art, some people would say kink, some people would say, whatever the reason, they felt the need to put this character through this torture. And yeah, it's going to be tough to watch. It really is. If this isn't your type of film, if you're not into extreme horror, then this is definitely going to turn you off. But I tell you, I was surprised by the ending. It all comes down to the end. If you ever heard the story, the term of, well, the film, it wasn't so great, but that ending you really remember. I remember a lot of the torture, but I even more so remember the ending because it suddenly clicked in my brain of everything that happened beforehand. And I thought that was a way to elevate this above some of those other very edgy torture extreme horror films. So mad props there, and the performance by all. Chiara Pavoni, and I hope I pronounced that right, she plays the lady, and I loved her performance in here. This mysterious woman who we just start to learn about things about her as the film plays out. And I liked that. I liked we didn't get everything at once, and she was a woman of mystery, and it makes you wonder exactly what is going on inside her head. The drug addict, who is played by Simon Tolu, and I hope I pronounced these right. You know his motivation. You could tell, though there's an interesting dynamic between him and the lady, which I didn't expect. That's definitely going to make some people's jaw drop. And then Emanuele Delia, he plays the guy in the chair. Mad props to him. Man, what that individual goes through for this film to tell this story. I was very impressed by that performance, and mad respect going through all that. Some would say, well, they volunteered to go through. Yeah, but still, you gotta sell it, and you really feel the pain for this guy as he is being tortured. But again, things come into focus at the end, and that's a perfect way to, I think, put it in terms, is that's exactly what happens at the end of this film. So if you can make it through like the first half of the extreme torture stuff going on and get past some of the outrageous jaw-dropping moments that will occur and that will happen as you watch this, when you see the story and how it all wraps up at the end, you might change your opinion on this film. Am I saying that this is a film for everyone? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But when it comes to extreme horror films like Hostel and Martyrs and all of those, it has that spirit and it does have a bit more story to it than just torture for torture's sake. So thank you so much for watching. Please check out our Patreon if you haven't already. I thank you for your support. And until next time, remember, as always, keep that ticket stub.